We mentioned it already. We mentioned it already. But the Pistons have made Monty Williams the highest paid coach in the NBA. Recently fired from the Phoenix Suns after having two big losses in the second round back to back seasons at home. Lost by 30 last year against the Mavericks at home, and then lost this year to the team that won the Western Conference Finals to the Nuggets, who are in the finals, of course, hosting it today. Um, Lost to them by 30 at home as well. So, Vaughn, I'm gonna start here with you. Do you think this was a good move for the Pistons?
I do think it was a good move for the Pistons because it's a coach that's been there. He's been to the finals. He had veteran guys on his team. He's had a young star and Booker on his team, and he's got a young star coming back next year in Cade Cunningham. Not saying he's Devin Booker because Devin Booker is more of a scorer. He plays like point guard. However, I don't see them making nothing, no noise or nothing. Like they're gonna the most they're gonna probably do is make the play in. If you ask me, I mean, they had the worst. They won 17 games last year. You think they're gonna jump from 17 to the playoffs? I just don't. I do see their defense getting better, and I do also see them winning more games, but not just because of Monty. I mean, they had their best player coming back next year. The challenges he's going to have is he doesn't have a CP3 over there. He got a lot of young guys over there, and when you coach young guys, they make a lot of mistakes that you know they gotta learn from. Like it's some things you can't like it's gonna happen. I have a young team in the Magic, and all the coach can do is put you in position, and you got to execute. A lot of times, young players don't execute, and that's what I think next year is really going to be about. All his stars can be together, and then they're going to make some type of better noise, but nothing crazy.
Hold on. I knew Carl was gonna come out of nowhere. I knew he was gonna say that. Look, man, you didn't want Monty, remember? You told him
Exactly.
you rescinded the offer. You told him get out of here. Golf emoji. If you in the chat, you know what that means. But we talked about this a little bit yesterday. And of course, it's a great move for Detroit because it's a young team. And you got a veteran coach coming over. Look what Monty did when he was with the Pelicans. Like he took that team to the playoffs at some point. But do I think they're going to be? Do I think they're going to jump to a playoff team in like the next year or so? I'll give you maybe two. I'll give you 3 years, maybe 2 or 3 years. They may need one. They have the cornerstone piece at Cade, and then they went out and got Jaden. They do have that young core. I do have a lot. I got a great feel about them. Same way, like you said, Vaughn, with the Magic, it's that young core, but they don't have that Paulo. Like Paulo is that generational talent. I think they need that. And with that, then Monty can build off of it. Because again, with the Pelicans, he had AD, Drew Holiday, Bi was there at some point, and Joe's boy Tyreek Evans. Shout out to the Kings. But with this team, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be really rebuilding from the ground up. It's literally like the title says, Motown Monty. This is really gonna be like Motown. He's gonna have to go find his Temptations. He's gonna have to find his Diana Ross. He's gonna have to find all of those before they can get some hit records. Dave.
Yeah, I think we all on one accord, but it's one thing I want to mention about Monty. Remember the year before he got to Phoenix, they only won 18 games. They only won 18 games that year before he went to Phoenix. Then the next year they won 36. Then right after that, they was in the NBA Finals. So, but the difference is Phoenix had Devin Booker and they had Chris Paul. So that was a big difference. And whether you want to say this means something or not, they also had DeAndre Ayton. I mean, he was good enough to help them be able to get to the finals. So that was something. But yes, they have Kate Cunningham, but is he gonna be healthy? That's the biggest question. Is he gonna be healthy? And what other moves are they gonna be able to make this roster good enough to be able to make the playoffs and be a consistent playoff team? Because when you look at Phoenix, pretty much all they had was Devin Booker, and they still had I can't see his name. Mikal Bridges. They had Mikal Bridges there. Cam Johnson. So they had players there, but they didn't have a system. They didn't have that vet presence there. So that's when they went and got Chris Paul. Now that is the missing piece for them because they don't have that vet in that locker room. Like Vaughn said, it's all young guys there. The oldest guy is Marvin Bagley, and that ain't the vet that you want in the room. He ain't gonna make a difference. Um, But having K come back healthy, which is good. You have a top 5 pick this year. You can make a lot of moves with that. You can draft a good player at that spot, or you can use that and a lot of other pieces to go get that vet player that you need, or another star to partner with Kate Cunningham. A lot of people are going to say that Dame is out there, but who knows if Dame is really going to accept the trade to go there. I'm not sure if he has that in his contract or not, but who knows if Dame really wants to go to Detroit. That may or may not happen. But you have other stars out there. You got other free agents out there that'll help out. You got Vucevic, he's a restricted free agent, but he's out there. You got Brook Lopez is a free agent that's out there. Those are 2 good vets that are out there, so you could probably sign one of those 2 guys that'll help you out. And there are other moves to be made. I mean, a lot of people, we're going to talk about this guy later on the show, Jaylen Brown. Whether he gets that contract with the Celtics or not, he's still good enough to be a side star along with Cade. So I think that will help them out as far as the team. But I think they will make the playoffs within 2 years with Monty if they make all the right moves. As long as they get a healthy vet in there, I think it'll help out a lot. I mean, right now like I said, they're too young. They don't have enough players out there, and I'm not sure what they're going to look like defensively or offensively right now because we haven't seen Cade in the entire year. So, but I think that'll be a good move. But as long as they need to look into free agency and look at the vets that they have there, look at someone that has some playoff experience, and just put them in that system, and make sure that's someone that Monty would be able to coach. A lot of the only issue he had was DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah,
it seems like DeAndre Ayton is the issue with everybody in that locker room. So that could be a big reason why Phoenix still doesn't have a head coach right now, because they know that DeAndre Ayton is still there. So that's my thoughts on that. And I don't think like I said, I don't think they'll make the playoffs next year, but after that, I believe they will. Vaughn, you might want to flip your phone.
You gotta flip it. Did he freeze? He might have froze.
Possibly.
All right, we're gonna let him fix that, and we'll bring him back.
Yeah, we'll bring him back.
We want to throw out one more thing just on this subject though too. The deal that Monty Williams signed, for the folks who don't know, it was a 6-year, $78 million deal. They say this is the largest coaching deal in NBA history. So that lets you know Detroit is not playing anymore.
Yeah, they definitely are not playing, man. It was something else that I saw about this contract that I wrote down. I'm trying to look at my notes to make sure I have it right.
All right, while you're doing that, so we had a few comments come up. So one, Carl's in the comments, you know all about the Pistons. So he was saying they don't really need a center, and Dame's not really coming to Detroit. Another thing he said was they need a wing. So there is one potential wing out there. I don't know if he's coming back, but if Kuzma doesn't sign back, he may want to go to Detroit. That's close to his hometown. He is from Michigan, so that's another player you could be on the lookout for. Another player, also, I forgot they got Wiseman too. So their young core is nice. Like Monty did the right thing. Carl also said that he wanted Coach Bud. I don't really understand why he wanted Coach Bud, but he's not here to really explain it. But I know he'll definitely light us up in the chat on that part. Another thing about Cade Cunningham, they said he got his surgery in December. So the future is pretty bright for the Detroit Pistons. I mean, even though it is Detroit. All right, we got Vaughn back. There you go.
My bad. Right, technical difficulty. I did have one more thing to say about the Pistons.
Go ahead.
I forgot one player they did have. He's kind of a vet. Bogdanovich. He played with the Jazz. He does have a little bit of playoff experience. And to be honest, I like him a lot. Watching him play this year with them, he was that vet that they can lean on, and he hit a lot of big shots for them. My biggest concern really for them is Cade and Jaden Ivey playing together. I'm not sure what they can do. Jaden Ivey isn't the best shooter, and Cade Cunningham isn't really the best shooter. He can shoot, but he's not like a knockdown. So both Bogdanovich out there will help, but they got the bigs they need. They got Durant, they got Wiseman, they got the other guy that tried to beat LeBron up that one time.
Oh yeah.
But they definitely need like a veteran glue guy that can bring that intensity and do the dirty work for him.
Yeah. So I found something that I wanted to say. So This is just talking about Detroit. Detroit have lost 14 straight playoff games, the longest streak in NBA postseason history. The last playoff win was May 26, 2008, Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics.
Say that one more time. When was that game?
2008, May 26, 2008.
He was graduating. Jeez.
Since then, Monty Williams has a 29-27 postseason record as a coach. Also, the Suns went 19-63 the season before Monty, so it was 19 games. It was 19, not 18. And the Pistons went 17-65 this season. Monty would be the second coach in NBA history to take over multiple teams who won under 20 games this past season. The other one was Gene Shue for the 76ers and the Clippers.
Man. See, I told you, Joe said it. That was our graduation day.
Oh, the day. Wow.
That's crazy.
So that was the last time the Pistons won a playoff game. So, at first it was the Kings. At first the Kings was the butt of the joke. Now it was the Pistons. So, but they got Monty. So let's see what they can do.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.